Barney, do you remember the first time you thought about working in Hollywood?
I think probably when I was in my 20s, after college, I moved to New York City. I wanted to be an actor, a theater actor, never thought about film and TV. I was lucky enough to work on various part of the industry, commercials, small parts, on TV, but never really thought about like Hollywood or feature films like that. But I was lucky enough to audition for Woody Allen's project, Hollywood Ending. I was able to get the part, and the part was substantial enough for me to show my talent, I guess. So with that part, I was given more opportunities to audition for feature films, and that was when I started thinking about Hollywood and features and in the film industries more seriously. So that was when I moved out here to Los Angeles.
Okay, so you went to Stanford.
Went to Stanford.
And you graduated, and then you went to New York, and then how did the audition, like how much longer did it take for this audition?
Well, I went through I paid my dues. I went to acting school, and I went to a lot of open calls. I remember Actors Equity, I didn't really have any kind of representation then, so I had to wait in the frigid cold weather, snowy weather, open calls. Back then it was like you wait in huge lines, right, for open calls. So, and then always auditioning for commercials, industrials. It's always auditioning, always taking classes. I think I was there in probably 7 or 8 years before I was able to get anything substantial. Hollywood Ending came, I think it was 7 to 8 years later. And I was also learning how to act then. You became a better actor as years went by. So I was perfecting my craft, paying my dues, and after 8 years, I was able to, audition and get something substantial.
What was it like on the set with Woody Allen? What was that? I mean, 8 years, you were like, okay, this is my time.
I learned a lot. I think one of the most challenging part of being on set with Woody was he rarely give feedback to actors. We would rehearse, we would do a rehearsal, and we would just do the scene. And after the scene, he would be, okay, let's move on, right? Actors are usually very insecure. We need constant feedback, right? So we didn't really get any feedback oh, that was great, that was awesome, So a lot of us were really insecure. Oh my God, I did a horrible job. He didn't say anything to me. He hated us, whatever. Not just me, but a lot of the actors on set felt that way. But that was just his style.
Sure.
I also learned that everybody was perfectly cast. He had a really great casting director. He chose actors very carefully. So I learned that if you cast the right actor for your project, you've won half the battle for filmmaking. So it was really great. I learned a lot.
So, sorry, you were in New York doing that film, or you came to LA?
I was in New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So then the film comes out, and then how much longer until you moved to LA?
I moved out here immediately.
Oh, immediately, okay.
Yeah, it was film came out, we opened the Cannes Film Festival. Wow. So we all went to France to promote the film. After that, it was in May, and then I moved out here in September.
And so were you able to take, having been in that film, to get you new auditions, or was it starting from
you know what? It was really hard. I think the hardest part about actor's life is really maintaining that momentum. Initially, I was able to get a lot of auditions, but people are very forgetful. You constantly have to be working or be visible, which is always impossible for Asian American actors. Without roles, there's almost impossible. It was almost impossible to maintain the momentum of an actor. It was hard for everybody, but especially hard for people of color, actors of color. So yeah, initially it was good, but then it stopped. So that was kind of one of the reasons why I started like taking classes at UCLA, screenwriting classes, started writing feature films, started producing, directing shorts. And then eventually it was a very logical evolution to becoming a filmmaker. It was a desire to create your own opportunities for yourself. Yeah.